Hello and welcome to Tools to Create a Better Life with myself, Glenyce Hughes. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for you. So, what do you have to offer? All right. There's a book that I've been reading with a bunch of awesome people from around the world, and holy man, is it amazing. It's called, and I actually have it beside me, Beyond the Utopian Ideal. And it is, of course, by Gary Douglas, founder of Access Consciousness. It just blows my mind every time I read a bit of this book. And this piece is actually from page 19, if you have the book. He says, "Do you have something to offer the world that you've not been willing to offer? What if you were willing to offer what you truly have to offer that you've never been willing to be, know, perceive, or receive? Everything that doesn't allow you to offer that gift to the world will you destroy and uncreate it all." Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD POC, shorts, boys, and beyond. So here's the thing, guys. It's not about figuring out what you have to offer, even though I know the title, What Do You Have to Offer? Or whatever I titled it, makes it sound like you're going to get an answer. But this is not what this is about. This is about the willingness to constantly be you with no limitations, no decisions or judgments of what that should be or shouldn't be, and be open to whatever it is you have to offer. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. If you're not familiar with that, that is the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. You can go to theclearingstatement.com for more about how it works. Basically, it's like a magic wand, and it just clears all the insanity that comes up, all the crazy, all the energies, all the points of views. It just clears it. And you will often hear me say it a lot, depending on, radio shows or classes or whatever. And that's to get rid of all of the insanity. So in this case, we're talking about what you have to offer. Now, how many definitions do you have of what that is? What it has to be, what it can't be, what it needs to be, what it should be, what you're supposed to do. Or, for myself, my first, actually, I'll even go back, I was going to say my first official training. I'll go back even farther than that. When I graduated from high school, I was 17, and like a few months before, you're kind of supposed to be deciding what you want to do for the rest of your life. I chose radio DJ. Imagine that. Now I've had a radio show since 2013, but that was what I chose. I signed up for I can't remember, it was a 2-month program or something. I paid for it, everything. It was all set. And I woke up one morning before the class started and just knew. I just knew it was not what I wanted to do. And there's been a few times where I've just had that. I've just woke up. Usually it's after I was sleeping. I would just wake up and I would just know. And that was probably the first time where it was like, I know this. I know this. I know this isn't it. And I have a very good friend. Her name is Shirley, and she is a registered psychiatric nurse. So I just knew when I woke up that it wasn't that, and it was actually to become a registered psychiatric nurse, an RPN as they're called. And so that's what I did. So I went for my official training. I had missed that year, applying and stuff, so I got in the next year and all of that. And so I did that I graduated in 93 from registered psychiatric nursing, and I started my business in 2002. So I would have been 9 years as a psychiatric nurse in some form or another. I did many different jobs, of course, as that capacity. And I remember having so much stress and trauma and, drama about changing my plan. I had chose psychiatric nursing. So what the heck am I doing looking at something different, considering a business, which was Reiki and clinical hypnotherapy? Those were the two things I started with back in 2002. So, looking at that now, I mean, now I see the insanity of that, but at the time, I actually continued to pay my registration fees for 3 years with psychiatric nursing. So to stay registered and with the association or whatever it was, I continued to pay them. And that was at a time where I really didn't have any money to be paying these association fees, but I was so not willing to let it go. Because I'd made it so significant. I'd made, even the fact that when I when I started my business, I still hadn't finished paying off the student loan for it. I mean, it's so funny to me now. But I had so many points of views about that. So, when you look at what Gary's talking about in this book, or at least at this part, about what you're willing to offer, like the gift of you. So I was a gift for those 9 years as a psychiatric nurse, absolutely. And it doesn't mean I can't be a gift in other ways. Now, I could have continued to be a gift that way and done other things too, or like really, it just opens up so many possibilities if you're willing to be you and aware of what actually you desire. Like, what is fun for you? What do you love to do? I mean, I look now, I've been 19 years in business this September in 2021. So I look at that, and of course I could change that. I could go work somewhere else. I could go update my nursing skills and go back to psychiatric nursing. I mean, there's a billion choices that I could do. And so far, this is still very fun for me, and it's constantly changing. Even if you look at my business, over the years from 2002 to present day, I have changed so many things. I look at the modalities I used to offer. Now, once I started with the tools of access consciousness I started studying them myself personally in 2011, and then kind of slowly turned my business into just access kind of 2014, 2015. But still there's so much change within my business. So it's never about being, I chose that last week or last year or 25 years ago, so I have to keep doing it. What if you look at what lights you up? What do you love? What's going to create more? And we don't have to ever destroy something to create something else. Now you might, I finally did, in a sense, destroy. I mean, that might be a strong word. I stopped paying my registration fees when I finally was like, okay, you know what? I know I'm not going back to that anytime soon. And, so like, how many things could you be adding to your life? Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Now, I'm going to run what I said earlier again, ask it again, run it again, however you want to say it. Because one of the things that I do when I work with lots of clients and such is that they often stay stuck in I don't know what to do. I don't know what I like to do. I don't know what's fun for me. I don't know if I want to start a business. I don't know if I want to go get a job. I don't know. Couple things with that, my sweet friends. One, every time you say I don't know, you're lying. Because I know you are an infinite being with infinite knowing. So guess what? You know. Now, you might not have the cognitive information. You might not be able to say, oh, I would like to go and try a job doing whatever. But then you want to turn that into like, I wonder what it would be. I wonder what would be fun for me. I wonder what would create more. Like, turn it into a question rather than I don't know, because you're lying. The other thing with I don't know is that there's these energies, we call them demons in access, and that sounds really scary and intense. It's not. It's not at all. They're like little tiny mosquitoes, okay? But what happens is when we say I don't know, we're actually playing a victim. We're pretending we're pathetic. We're pretending we're less than. And so then those energies, guess what? They come in. They're like, oh, look at that victim over there. I'm going to go, and they're just not energies that create more for you. So stop saying, I don't know. Every time you catch yourself saying, I don't know, destroy and uncreate it, whatever, however you want to do that, so that you're actually acknowledging that you know, and then turn it into like, I wonder what would be fun. Or you could also be asking every day, universe, show me the gift of me. Universe, show me what I could offer that would be so fun and phenomenal for me. So you're turning it around. Now, I just want to specify something here. The universe is not some big energy outside of you, okay? The universe is oneness. So when I'm asking the universe, I'm including me. I am part of the universe, as is this table beside me, as is my phone, as is the trees outside, as is everything and everyone. Okay, we're infinite oneness. So if you're willing to ask the universe, what you're asking and receiving from is everyone and everything, including you, my sweet friends. So you can ask those things, but I want to say this again. And so for any of you who are looking to what you would like to offer, what you would like to share, what you would like to gift, is, whether it's in a business or a career or a job or whatever, this is a brilliant clearing to continue to ask over and over. So what if you were willing to offer what you truly have to offer that you've never been willing to be, know, perceive, or receive? Everything that doesn't allow you to offer that gift to the world, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What if you were willing to offer what you truly have to offer that you've never been willing to be, know, perceive, or receive? Everything that doesn't allow you to offer that gift to the world, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah, keep asking that, guys. And what that does is it will start to unravel all of the insanities I was talking about before. Everywhere you've decided what you should or shouldn't do, or what's right or what's wrong or what's good or what's bad, or what you have skills for, so you should just do that, or all of that insanity, it just starts to unravel it. Plus, you'll start to get a sense of what that is. Now, when I say that, get a sense of what that is, it may not be cognitively, oh, I should make dresses. It might be, and it may not be. So it's a perceiving, it's an energy of it. And then maybe you don't get that, specific, oh, dresses, that would be fun. You more are walking through the mall and you see somebody in a store, I don't know, hemming a dress or something. And then that's the energy. It's like, oh, that. And so you start to follow that energy that becomes this huge guiding force. Force might not be the right word, but you get the idea. It becomes this huge invitation because that's where you're receiving from everything. You're not doing it from the conclusion. You're not doing it from judgment, decision, any of that. You're just following the energy. And then you don't have to have any because. So one of the things that I created for myself in terms of changing from the work I was doing to running my own business was I didn't like it anymore. I created a lot of trauma with the work. I had worked my way up through a company that was working with people with disabilities, and my last position there was to write grant proposals. So I could not stand how few yeses I was getting. And there was a lot of office politics and a lot of crazy. So I created that energy to give myself a because. I'm not working here anymore because. Now that's one way to do it. I would highly recommend not doing it that way. Instead, do what we call the feather touch. Chances are, if I would have been willing to be more present in my life back then, I would have known months, maybe even a year or two earlier, that I was just done there. So if we're willing to listen to feather touches, we don't have to wait for the 2x4 is kind of the analogy behind it. So it becomes where you just go, oh, it's time to change this. No reason, no justification, no story, no invention, no drama, just choice. Everything that doesn't allow us to choose that way, destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, PUD, PUCK, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Now, I'm not making myself wrong for what I chose all those years ago. It's what I knew to choose. I'm just grateful I chose it. I'm grateful that I said, this doesn't work for me. It's not fun for me. I'm out and I'm choosing something different. I'm so grateful for that. And now I'm so much more willing to be aware of the feather touches. And if you're just like, I'm not really sure I get what she's talking about, guess what? There's a tool for that. Universe, please show me the feather touches I haven't been aware of. It's that simple, guys. Ask and you can receive. When you ask, you open the doors to receiving. Yeah. Right? I know. So, of course, all of these tools are from Access Consciousness. If you haven't been in a while or ever to a foundation class, hashtag get your butt to foundation. There'll be a link here somewhere. And if you're listening to this and you don't get the links because those are on the videos, please just reach out to me and I'm happy to get you a link. I've got all sorts of foundation classes coming up. And really hashtag get your butt to foundation. There's also foundation classes around the world too, guys. So it doesn't have to be mine, just hashtag get your butt to foundation. Because you can change the world with these tools. You can change your reality with these tools. Yeah. So asking, universe, show me the feather touches I've been missing. So that you can start being aware of when you get that sense to phone that person or to go to that place or to do that thing or to, like, it becomes where it's so playful. At least that's how I describe it. It's playful. It's like I am co-creating my life and my living with everything on the planet. It's not just me by myself like I used to do. It's actually me with everything contributing for me, for my success, for my joy, for my everything. So anything that doesn't allow you to receive from everything, will you just try and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, PUD, PUCK, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Because truly, what might be possible if you were willing to receive from everything and everyone? Yeah. Anything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive it all, will you just start and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, PUD, PUCK, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah. So, what do you have to offer? What gift are you that you've never been willing to acknowledge? Universe, show me the gift of me. Universe, show me the gift of me. Now, all these questions and things that I talk about, guys, what you might want to consider, if this is something that feels fun for you or something you'd like to do more of, look at what you need to put in place for you to choose it. So it might be that you require to set up what I use on my phone all the time as a reminder app. So I set up reminders with times and dates and repeats and all these things so that I get into more of a habit of doing things and I don't go into I forgot to do that. This is the way. Now, for some people, it's sticky notes. Like whatever it is that works for you, just find a way that you can actually be creating this as part of your everyday creation, I guess. I'm not really sure. In fact, right now I'm going to move it off my video, but it was a reminder app and then there's another one that popped up, to move my sweet body. So do I have to have that? Do I need to do that? No. If I would like to keep consistent with it, then it's a totally different energy and I get to actually ask. So even if something comes up on my reminder that I set up, it doesn't mean I have to choose it. It just means it reminds me that I've got the question, the choice, the possibility of it. And then I just ask. So in this case, body, would you like to, what we call move rather than exercise? Often, there's another one. Often exercise has such a heavy energy so instead if you look at it from moving your body, like body, would you like to, move with, I've got resistance bands that I use. and I'm actually an affiliate for, so we'll have another link there if you want to check them out. They're amazing. And so, you can ask, and you can ask specifically, would you like to move with the resistance bands now, or would you like to go for a walk now, or like where it's about moving rather than the exercise. You can still use exercise if you like, but just recognize if that's a heaviness for your body. It's just, it's just often is. We've often really abused our body with the whole energy of like exercise, and I have to exercise, and I'm wrong if I don't, and I'm right if I do. And it's exhausting, my sweet friends. It's exhausting. Yeah. So all of the right and the wrong that you've been doing to ensure that you fit into this very limited reality, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And what can you offer that nobody else can offer? Yeah. So anything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, receive, and offer it, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Now, what you want to look at is, it doesn't have to be just work-wise. I know the way I'm talking about it is very much from like a career or a business type thing, but it doesn't have to be. So when you're looking at what you can offer, you can look at it from all different perspectives, and you don't even have to look at it from any different perspective. You can just ask this and be with this and see what shows up. So it could be how you interact with other people. It could be how you create things. There's so many different ways with it that if we don't limit it to just work or career, how many different ways can you offer the gift that you be? Yeah, and how many different ways can you acknowledge the gift that you be, that you maybe haven't been acknowledging? Yeah. So if you know that when you go and visit somebody, that when you leave, they're maybe lighter, or they're happier, or maybe they even tell you, oh my gosh, every time you come and visit, I feel better when you leave. Or, I remember going to visit a friend, and every time I would go visit her, her business would just go absolutely nuts. And her and I would just be sitting at the coffee, table having coffee and all of that. And her phone would ring constantly. I didn't ever see it as different because, of course, I just assumed that's the way it always was. But she would always comment that, man, when I came over, her business would just go. There would be so much energy and so many people reaching out and all of that. So I really started looking at that for me as like how much I be that for other people. And of course, the other people have to be willing to receive it also. So it's not like I would go there and recognize that it's occurring and then go to another friend who also runs a business and their business wouldn't, so that I'm wrong. It's not that. It's just to acknowledge it, which is why we ask, universe, show me the gift of me, so that you can start acknowledging it for you. It's not about telling anybody. You can if you like, that's totally cool, but really recognize that a lot of times we choose to tell the people who aren't willing to receive it, so then they can make us wrong, so then we don't have to be it anymore. Cute, not bright. So really, the phrase we use in Access a lot is just for me, just for fun, never tell anyone. And then when you get to the point where you're willing to receive it from you're willing to acknowledge it for you, then you could or could not tell anyone. It would make no difference because you're willing. We just have this bizarre point of view that other people need to acknowledge it for us, and then we can acknowledge it. But it's actually, everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, which is the crazy phrase, everything's opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. That's it, because if we think we'll receive it when somebody else acknowledges it, we actually won't. It's the other way. We have to acknowledge it first, and then when somebody else acknowledges it, we can receive it, and we can totally be like, oh, cool, thank you, which is a totally different energy than most. Now, I just ran the crazy phrase. I also want to let you guys know that I've got a whole bunch of different clearing loops, and one of them is the crazy phrase over and over and over and over and over. I had a client who asked me to make it and just said they just want to play it on loop all the time. So I've got a bunch of other clearing loops like ease with intermittent fasting, ease with food, business stuff, a whole bunch of business stuff, a whole bunch of money stuff, just a whole bunch of my personal clearing loops. So we'll have a link somewhere too. You can check those out. Yeah. So let me run it one more time before we finish up here. So what if you were willing to offer what you truly have to offer that you've never been willing to be, know, perceive, or receive? Everything that doesn't allow you to offer that gift to the world, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9 POD shorts, boys and beyonds. Thank you so much for being here, guys. If you loved it, I would be so grateful if you would share it. If you're listening on iTunes, you can go and leave a review. I would be so grateful for that too. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week, and I look forward to chatting again next week.